Today we're talking about hospitality. This poem right here will give you a new mentality. We have a lot to cover, so listen here. I'm going to cover everything we learned this year. First, we'll cover the basics so you understand it all. Tourism is moving one place to another so you can have a ball. The tourist is you, or the person who moves. They're looking for fun or trying to improve. The first kind of international tourism is pretty evident. Inbound tourism is a visit to a country by non-residents. The second kind of international tourism can be described pretty bluntly. It's outbound tourism where residents of one place visit another country. There are multiple approaches to use when tourism is learned. When you learn them all, no doubt respect will be earned. The first approach is institutional. That's where you consider travel agencies and be attributional. The next approach we can discuss is product in theory. We have a lot to learn, so don't get too weary. Product approach shows how things are produced, marketed, and consumed. I really hope you're getting this. By now it's kind of assumed. The third approach is easier, believe me. It's the historical approach. It's the old stuff that you can see. It searches for the rise and fall of innovations, not only in the US, but in every single nation. Managerial approach is next on the list. This one might be complicated, so let me assist. This is firmly rooted in microeconomics. There are a bunch of these, so you may need to use mnemonics. Economic approach is stepping up to the plate. I'm teaching you these now so you won't be learning late. Here we have to focus on supply and demand. This one's easy, but on some others I'll expand. The next approach we'll visit is sociological. I hope you're writing these down because I think they're logical. In this one we learn things through the way people act. Sometimes the way we are can have a really big impact. Listen closely because we only have 3 more. Geographical approach is knocking at our door. This one includes all the spatial acts of travel. If you're not getting these, your thoughts will start to unravel. Interdisciplinary approaches cover all your bases. You use everything we've talked about thus far to learn about new places. The last one we have is the approach dealing with systems. This covers all of them, so make sure that you can list them. Tourism started with very humble beginnings. Where we are now will keep people grinning. We started with Babylonians creating money. Then travel started. Now isn't that funny? Next came the Romans, who had roads under construction. And for travel, that was merely an introduction. After they built the roads and figured out logistics, they really paved the way for the first Olympics. The Grand Tour took the diplomats to all major city centers. This trip took 3 years, and for that, thank the inventors. Americans had the first transcontinental rail track. For speeding up travel, the US got good feedback. If you're interested in working in this field, there are lots of jobs that this industry doth yield. Hotels, motels, resorts, and spas all have a place for you if you're working for the cause. Travel agencies, tour companies, and food service alike all have availability if you're very businesslike. If you want to get involved, get an internship or job, but remember, you're working with people so you won't get hired if you're a snob. Tourism is organized in a few different ways. We have World Travel and Tourism Council that works every day. There are a forum for global business leaders everywhere, led by a 19-member committee. It might seem kind of unfair. We have International Air Transport Association that covers all air carriers all over the nation. They standardize things such as tickets, baggage checks, and more. It is very evident their work doesn't stop at the door. Next thing we get to discuss is my favorite. We're talking about food, so get ready to savor it. The NRA, but with restaurants, not guns, in my opinion, is probably a whole lot more fun. The NRA represents, educates, and promotes the industry, food, wine, and beer, to which many grow in affinity. We have to have people to plan events as well, because once we have a plan, everything will go swell. Sometimes in travel, you need a middleman. When you use the travel agency, then you really can. They make arrangements and book hotels and planes, then you have one less to do on your brain. When you want to travel, there are multiple ways. Some will take hours, and some could take days. You could go by car or even by train. If you're going far away, you should probably take a plane. There are multiple sectors of the industry of tourism. With 9 different sectors, there's a lot of opportunism. Attractions, events, travel, trade, and more. Accommodation, transportation, entertainment, and outdoor. Attractions are split into 5 different pieces. Because of this, the confusion decreases. Cultural and natural attractions and events, followed by recreation and entertainment. Psychological theories hold a deep root here. They explain why people do things or why they go far or near. Psychocentrics and allocentrics are different but the same. Neither of them find traveling to be a pain. Psychocentrics prefer to be close to home. They like a solid plan and they don't like to roam. Allocentrics, on the other hand, like to explore. They'll gladly travel from mountain to the seashore. When most people travel, they travel for pleasure. Spending time with family alone is a treasure. Tourist appeals can differ immensely. How much you and I want to see something will vary in intensity. Fine arts, music, dance, and handicrafts too, all are appeals that can bring someone to you. Each place has a different culture and history. Each place you go is a brand new history. The sociology behind travel is very intriguing, but traveling all day can be very fatiguing. Travel patterns change based on interests and age, meaning you and your grandma might not be on the same page. Income reality affects travel too. What I can afford may be way less than you. Gay and lesbian tourism is also affected. Sometimes other biases are outwardly projected. Seasonality affects the peaks and the valleys. During the summer, you're not going to have many snowboarding rallies. This time is the off-season and it's used to do repairs. It's time to fix the broken things and all the wears and tears. Demand is important in tourism to track. If you watch closely, you can see where you lack. Bodies must be counted and dollars must be spent. Once you find these numbers, then you'll be content. Tracking economic impact is vital as well. Taking constraints into consideration will make everything go well. When visitor expenditures circulate around, direct and indirect effects then can be found. Indirect effects lead to a chain reaction. Someone gets the money and then makes a transaction. The goal here is to keep it in the economy. Where you spend your money is up to your autonomy. Tourism policy is a set of rules and regulations. They set up the framework for tourism across the nation. It defines the rules and terms under which they must function. If they don't follow the rules, it could cause a malfunction. The goal is and has been to make tourism more sustainable. If we continue the efforts, the goal will be more attainable. There are three aspects of the tourism and SD relation. They're interaction, awareness, and dependency, not stagnation. Research includes data that is primary and secondary. When you gather this information, your results may vary. The marketing mix is next, and it contains a lot of P's. Once I explain them, hopefully you'll be able to see. Product, price, place, public relations, and promotion. If you do these 5, then you'll get the marketing in motion. Positioning, packaging, people, and post-sale. These 4 will help your product's reviews scale. The next 2 are prospects and programming. If you add these to the other 9, your product will be jamming. We've reached the last P, and it stands for partnership. Now you know all 12, don't let any of them slip. I hope after this, you're feeling much smarter. Use this poem as a personal Kickstarter. We've covered most of Hospitality 2000. Now go take Dr. Kline. I definitely recommend.